Volatility isn't going to change the value of your option up or down, hardly at all, when you start getting into those final minutes or hours of the day. That's why you need to take into account this idea of volatility. It's impactful in the first half of the day. After that, it's all about time to expiration. That's it. All right, so today, like I said, we had the FOMC minutes, and by all accounts, it should have been a successful trade for people that were in it. There's the idea that you might want to try to game the system, and if you think price is going in one way or the other way, you'll get out of one side of the trade and stay in the other even before the event happens. And if you did that, chances are that you made the wrong choice and you ended up with a losing position when, in fact, you should have stuck with it, kept both sides on, and I'll explain that in a second, and then taken advantage of that huge swing in the position. So what we do at Zero DTE, if you've been following our channel for any length of time, then you know that we put on a special kind of trade that's called the Batman. So the first principle, though, is that we put on asymmetric positions. Small risk, large potential reward. Now, if we always knew which way the market was going, we would only put on one of these trades. We'd put it ahead of where we think the market is going. That would make a lot of sense. Bet a little bit, potentially make a lot, especially if it's going in our direction. But in markets like what we have today, that's unknowable. We don't know which way the market's going. I'm sure that you have a good idea of where you think the market's going, but trust me, over time, you are not going to be able to do that consistently. So what we do is we put on an asymmetric bet in both directions, right? So that's very important. Asymmetry in both directions. That way, if we're wrong small. If we're right big. And that's what we want. So there are some cases where neither. It's not going up, it's not going down. The market decides it's going to stay right smack dab in the middle because it's defiant. And while you thought it was going to be a busy day, it wasn't, and it ended up right back in the middle. That happens a lot too. As a matter of fact, that happens a good majority of the time, so that we don't make it into that deep part of the trade where that big bulbous asymmetric return is. Instead, we hang out right near the open and don't really move much beyond that. And that is a overwhelming occurrence, right? So that's going to happen more often than not.